Welcome back to another amazing installment of the Shades of Clarity channel. Good to see everybody. Welcome back. Glad you can make it. You know, I'm thinking about shutting this channel down. I've said this in the past, and I don't know why I keep doing this. I just go through waves of really being into this, and then days when I just want to as the British say, jack it all in. I'm still gaining subscribers. Not having any trouble with the content. It's just a matter of been working a lot and doing all this, and do I really want to keep doing this? And at the end of the day, it is for myself as well as my loyal almost 700 subscribers that have been tuning in this past year and 5 months, I think. So what am I going to get into today? What about people that get on your nerves?
Hey, Bo, won't you come over and join the party, man?
It could be, how do you deal with it in recovery? Whether it's people trying to, you go to a party, and I mean, that's just, I don't go anywhere hardly anymore at all, as far as parties go, but I never had any problem with that. I was the one that became the alcoholic. The other people, I'm still none of them really had any kind of drinking problem. So if they had cut me out of their life, I understand, but they never did. They stuck with me. People that may offer you drinks at a party or get belligerent and say, "Oh, come here not drinking, man. What's that? Soda and water? What are you, some kind of wimp, wussy?" I'm not going to say that word, but, people just get in your hair, hassle you, get on your nerves, make you want to just punch their lights out sometimes. Well, there was people, I think I mentioned on another creator's channel that there were some disruptive neighbors. And they would always go in their garage. I don't know, I think the guy owned a lawn care business or whatever. They were renters. We know the person that owns the house. Now, we never really complained, but they would get loud as hell, like on Friday and Saturday nights. And I would always walk by, and they would be out there. I don't know if they had a pool table. I don't think they had a pool table. They had something. It looked like they were either playing cards. They were doing something, but they were loud. You could hear them crushing beer cans and throwing them in the trash can. I knew they were drinking beer, but they would get loud. I would be walking to my AA meeting on Saturdays. We had an AA meeting on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I would walk by there and I'm just like, I guess they're having a lot of fun. I remember those days. They would sit in that garage and drink, and I never saw them drink. I never went into their house or anything. Subsequently, they got ejected, I guess, for if they fell behind in their rent, and get out of here. And I'm like, good riddance, get out of the neighborhood. You want to do, and I'm all for personal freedoms and everything, but if you want to do that kind of thing, do it in the house where I don't have to hear it. And I think there were some noise complaints. I did see the police over there once. There was some yelling. I knew that was going on in the house. I don't know if it was domestic situations, but how do you deal with all this? Well, in AA, the steps will teach you, how to confront situations that are going to drive you nuts, people that are going to drive you nuts, situations that are going to drive you nuts, stuff's going to make you want to rip your hair out. And you just have to find that serenity, and if AA is not your thing, how do you deal with it? People, want to put pressure on you. I'll tell you, if I went to a party, I may, for whatever reason, if it was work related or if it was just, hey, you want to come over or whatever, other people's drinking doesn't bother me. It never has. They know I'm an alcoholic. I've even had people say, is this going to bother you or whatever, out of respect. And I really thought that was cool, that they would, make that accommodation. And maybe, I don't know what they would plan on doing, maybe going and not drinking while I was there, or waiting for me to leave. I don't know. But they did ask me if it was going to bother me. I know one time when I sat down at a Mexican restaurant, a person asked me if it was going to bother me if they had a beer, and I'm like, no, go right ahead. And this is after I had a lot of sobriety. It's a lot easier in later sobriety than it is in early sobriety to not be triggered, by everything. The convenience store, there's the beer right there. The grocery store, there's the beer aisle, there's the wine. You drive past the liquor store, alcohol is legal. You can get it whenever you want, except after 2 a.m. I'd like to know down in the comments below, how do you deal with aggravations, that could be potentially triggering? What do you say to people that get on your nerves about your drinking? Not people that are obviously trying to help you or fed up with your drinking. I mean, that's completely understandable. But external factors, the neighbors, the noisy neighbors next door, getting loud because they're drunk, or you see them drinking out back. They're on their property, but what do? You go in your house? I mean, how would you confront these people? Snitch on them? I mean, sort of. I mean, I guess call the law on somebody. I've had the law called on me from a person that didn't identify themselves. I mean, confront the person first is the way I look at it. Don't just rat them to the police. Have the common courtesy to go and, talk to them first before you take any kind of legal action with the police. But I know I've been, if I was ever pressured at a party, I would leave, goodbye, eject, escape from the prison planet, escape from the prison planet of alcoholism, escape from these people that are bringing you down. People that bring you down don't need to be around. But yeah, I'd really like to know some strategies about how you deal with external things, personalities, people, their problems with alcohol that may cause you to set you up for some kind of relapse or having your head go into a bad neighborhood. Let me know. And as always, check out some other videos floating around. Like and subscribe, share if you'd like to. Get the word out. I'm still around. Stay tuned. Come back. See people later.